Claire Fox here, Brexit Party MEP for the North West of England. One of my direct messages from Brussels, one of the last, of course, that I'm going to be doing, as we are in the penultimate week before we actually leave the European Union as the UK. So I thought I'd just give you a sense of what it's like here in Brussels very quickly. I'm going to be here all week. Today's Tuesday, and already I've been doing quite a number of media interviews, and the media always ask me, what does it feel like to leave the EU? Can we have pictures of you packing your boxes? All of these kind of things. And of course, I don't want in any way to be gratuitous or, high-handed about leaving and say good riddance or anything. I'm actually just relieved that a democratic mandate's been realised. I won't miss being in this institution, the European Parliament, but of course I have been privileged and enjoyed being here for this historic moment. And I've also met, by the way, many MEPs from different countries and staff here who have been wonderfully welcoming, at least intellectually curious about what Brexit was all about. The main hostility I've received here has actually been from my fellow MEPs from the UK, from the Lib Dems, from Labour, from Greens, the SNP, who've been incredibly sectarian at times. But I have to say that even in this last few days, some of them have mellowed. I think there's a kind of little bit of grudging respect. I've just been in my final CULT committee meeting. CULT is the committee that deals with education and culture and arts, and I've been making some contributions there. But one of the interesting things that I wanted to draw your attention to was that there's a Croatian president, and they stressed that one of their priorities will be the free circulation of ideas and knowledge. And I suggested that that was a great thing to support, because as somebody who supports free speech and academic freedom, I believe in that free circulation of ideas. But the problem was, and there was always a bit of a problem, which was that the point was made that the free circulation of ideas and knowledge would help in the integration campaign, the federalist campaign for the EU. Now that is an instrumental demand on ideas, it seems to me, and I asked the question whether ideas would be allowed to circulate freely if, for example, they were against integration and federalism in terms of the EU, and how open and free was that discussion. So that was an interesting exchange. Why that's important is because as somebody who, before I was an MEP and about to go back to, I am the director of the Academy of Ideas. And so I think ideas are incredibly and tremendously important, which is one of the reasons why myself, along with Henrik, my fellow MEP from the Northwest, have decided that our parting shot as four MEPs is to organise a day of ideas and discussions in the Northwest. And right from the beginning, I always said that I would be accountable for what I have done as an MEP by organising, in my own time as a former MEP with my own money, and now Henrik's come along and we're doing this together, a kind of, what's been achieved and now what next if you're a Brexiteer. So on Saturday, the 29th of February, in Edgeley Park in Stockport, Stockport's where as an MEP we've had our office, Henrik and I, we will be organising a full-day conference from 10:30 through to 6 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Anyone who's been a PPC, an activist, a voter in the Northwest, and in fact nationally, if you'd like to attend. It's just open. It's a fiver to come. And what we've done is we've got an opening plenary looking at the whole post-election withdrawal agreement Brexit discussion with a panel of speakers. We've then got an in conversation on the state of democracy. We've then got some workshops on trade, finance and economy. You can choose that, or you can go to one on the State of the Union, looking at the consequences of Brexit for Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. Or there's one on regenerating the UK, both in terms of northern towns and coastal communities. And then after that, there's a further 3 workshops on the whole reform agenda, Bill of Rights and so on. Or there's one on tackling local issues, or there's one on new parties and new campaigns and think tanks that are kind of emerging at this period. And then we'll finish off with a Changing Politics for Good, What Next for Radical Democrats panel. The speakers will not just be people who've been associated with the Brexit Party, but we'll have some Tories there, we'll have some former or present Labour Party members there, and some no particular party in between. It's definitely an open, free exchange of ideas, and everybody is welcome to come along and participate. Also, one of the things that we're going to do as a kind of informal follow-on from the conference is launch Change Politics for Good network. This is a very loose and informal way of saying to anyone who was interested in that Change Politics for Good agenda around the Brexit Party that actually maybe we should keep in touch. Maybe you, as somebody who's interested in change and changing politics for good, might want to set up a local group, a local discussion, regional get-togethers and so on. And simply this conference will facilitate technically that happening, and that'll be launched at the conference. But so actually will there be other things launched. I know that Henrik is involved in setting up a new left think tank, for example. He'll be there to talk about that. But it's open to anyone from all political persuasions. So what are you doing on Saturday, the 29th of February? It'll be a month after we formally left the EU on the 31st of January. But in a way, it's the start of a new political arrangement in the UK. So definitely, if you're from the Northwest and you're involved in the Brexit Party in any capacity or a leaver of any variety, do come along. But actually, nationally, come to Stockport on Saturday, the 29th of February. And if you want to know more, as a temporary home for the conference agenda, as it will be over the next few days announced, do look on my MEP website. So that's Claire Fox MEP, all one word, clairefoxmep.org.uk, clairefoxmep.org.uk, where you can find my collected speeches, apart from anything else, but also we'll be putting details of the conference agenda and the blurbs with it and the speakers as they come through. Thanks.